So, what's trending on Twitter right now? Of course, it's this. Of course, it's Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Another thing that's trending right now, something that caught my eyes. I saw the clip of this earlier, but what I really want to do now is check out the full video, which is right here. The full video, Cam Newton. Let's read it real quick. It says, the real reason why the Panthers are aborting Cam Newton's legacy. New episode of Cam Newton Show Forked in One. I really wanted to talk about this because, as you all know who follow me, as we watch the Washington Philly game, I am a Carolina Panther fan, lifelong Panther fan. Been a fan since 2001 when they were like 1-15. So I know all about the struggles of the Panthers. I know that this franchise was once, is right now, not a very good franchise for the most part. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not they've never really been in the mix constantly like that. Always been an up and down team. In fact, in the 30 years of existence, they've never had back-to-back winning seasons. Now, they have made it to consecutive playoffs, thanks to the man you see on the screen, Cam Newton. But in between those 3 straight playoff appearances, they had a losing record, benefited from a weak division. So never back-to-back winning seasons. Cam Newton, before he became to Carolina Panthers, you saw Steve Smith at one point. He was the greatest Panther to wear the uniform. He, in fact, before Cooper Kupp had the Triple Crown in receiving, receptions, receiving touchdowns, and receiving yards, Steve Smith Sr. was the last guy to do it in 2005. But Cam Newton, the year before the Panthers drafted Cam, I talk about this a lot. The year before they drafted Cam Newton, and I'm really focused on this football game too because I got my opponent has 2 guys, the Washington defense and Saquon Barkley. But anyway, let's focus on this. The year before Cam was drafted to Carolina, the team was terrible. They went 2-14, 2010, 2-14. They didn't have a single game in which they scored more than 2 touchdowns, and not in one single game. They didn't have one single game in which they scored more than 2 touchdowns in the game. In fact, they scored 16 total touchdowns on offense, 1 on defense, so 16 total, 9 passing, 7 rushing, and this is with a quarter, you know what I'm saying, Tony Pike, I believe, was the quarterback, Jimmy Clausen, Matt Moore, had 3-4 different quarterbacks on the team. Cam Newton comes in 2011. Team didn't have a winning record. They didn't make the playoffs. They went 6-11, but he instantly changed life in Carolina. And you can see the bright future of the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton was responsible for 35 touchdowns. 21 passing, 14 rushing. He was responsible for 35 touchdowns himself. The prior year, they had 16 total on offense. When he comes in, they have 35. Luke Kuechly comes. You see Luke Kuechly on that picture as well. Thomas Davis was there with Steve Smith back in 2005 when he was a Triple Crown receiving guy. But Luke Kuechly came the following year, and the Panthers were building. Then comes 2013, win a division, make it to the playoffs. 2014, win a division, make it to the playoffs, win a playoff game. In 2015, you see the shirt I'm repping, the Super Bowl 50. They didn't win, but they had their greatest season ever. And Cam Newton was the league MVP, and it looks like this team was going to be a problem for years to come. That didn't happen, but that's not the point of this. It didn't happen. They only made it to the playoffs once more after that in 2017, and that was the last time they made the playoffs as we currently speak. In 2018, it was promising. Cam Newton got hit on a Thursday night shoulder. He was never the same again after that hit by T.J. Watt against the Steelers. They were 6-2 and ended up finishing 7-9. The second half of the season was just a disaster, and the franchise hasn't made the same since. So the Panthers this past Sunday played in Munich, Germany. I believe the second ever football game, NFL game in Germany. And they beat the New York Football Giants. And in this game, all of the Panther legends, or a lot of them, were invited. Again, franchise that dates back 30 years. And the only person that wasn't apparently invited was Cam Newton. Now, I saw this like when they were showing the videos of the Panthers out there, but it didn't really dawn on me. I saw Julius Peppers, Steve Smith, Thomas Davis Sr., Luke Kuechly, but it didn't even dawn on me. Hey, where's Cam Newton? I wasn't even really thinking about it. But when I saw this clip right here, it finally hit me. I saw not this particular clip, but it was a short clip about Cam Newton talking about it. But we're gonna react to the full clip of this to see everything he said in context, because it really is crazy to think about. It's about Cam Newton being erased from Panthers history, and he mentioned something in this clip about going into the facility last year, and he didn't even say he was the greatest Panther ever, but he is the greatest Panther ever. He was just being humble, but he just said there wasn't one Cam Newton thing anywhere in the building, like a jersey, picture, anything like that. And this guy has been the MVP of this team. He was the MVP of this league, the only MVP in this franchise's history, and there's no Cam Newton representation in the building. Without Cam Newton, I'm not wearing this shirt. Again, they didn't win, I get it. But without Cam Newton, I'm not wearing this. This shirt doesn't exist. Or it's in the third world country, whatever. They're not making this shirt. So let's see what Cam had to say about the little situation, and we'll come back after that.
Look, just hanging out in where are we? Munich. Got handsome guy.
Yeah, man.
Thomas Davis. More handsome guy, Luke.
He ain't more handsome than me.
And then their security guard, Steve Smith, singing. Don't do that.
So, man, they popped out to Munich. They had a great time. And Bryce, man, he's celebrating. He's super happy.
Hold up.
Before we get there, let's start with the video number one. Smith, Kuechly, Thomas Davis. No news.
Hold up. The question is, I want to ask y'all.
Okay.
Did they pay to get there?
I doubt it. I'm sure the team brought them. Then they had a series of different things they had to do.
What they had to do?
They met with, I know they did like a beer event, and like they met with different fans and stuff like that. It was
they
an
did?
event like that. Yeah, so they did
Fair use.
work for the brand to a certain extent.
What?
Going out, meeting fans, ambassador for the team. So
It ain't right.
it ain't
It
right.
ain't right.
It ain't right.
Even from out, it ain't right.
How do you say you don't fuck with somebody without saying you don't fuck with somebody?
Keep sending videos of everybody together. Yeah.
No, but I seen something with them in the bar. I thought that was in Charlotte.
Nah, they went to Munich. Yeah. Would you have gone if you got the invite?
I guess we would never know.
Look, man, you don't need them. You got me and Peggy.
Where your team? Man, we gotta come back to Carolina, bro. We gotta build that bridge, bro.
See, there'd be shit like that.
But maybe people just assuming Cam don't have time. You don't know unless you ask, though. You don't know unless you ask.
Like, bro,
So are you saying, because let's cut out all the minutiae, are you saying that the Panthers reached out and they wanted you to be a part of something they had going? Depending on what it is, you would be open to going and showing love, right?
I've never been to Germany in my life.
And it's interesting because Steve Smith's departure from the team after 2013 ended in bad blood. He talked about Ron Rivera, the organization and stuff. And no shade at Smitty. I like Smitty. That was my guy. I used to wear my number after Steve Smith, 89. But he had bad blood with the team openly talking about Ron Rivera not coming to him to speak to him, locking himself in the office and things like that. And he dipped out, went to Baltimore. So it's my thing. What did Cam do? Let's just keep listening. But I just want to point that out.
Oh, really?
You would have liked to.
I have a mother of my child who speaks German.
And what bigger and better player to go?
Peggy, honest question.
What's up?
Do you think Cam Newton has played his last down in the NFL?
Yeah, I believe so. I feel like you're
In your
happy
whole
where you're
heart.
at. Yeah, I feel like you're happy where
Breland,
you're at.
do you think I'm ever going back to play in the NFL?
I believe he's played.
Realistically, no.
Okay. Can I be honest?
Let's be honest.
Can I be vulnerable real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So, say less. Last year, right? People don't know this story, but I'm gonna tell it. I don't have no quarrel with David Tepper. I don't have no quarrel with Mrs. Tepper. I don't have no quarrel with nobody in the Panthers organization. I speak my mind unbiasedly, no matter who and what franchise it is. Last year, we had a 7-on-7 tournament in Charlotte.
Correct.
Where me being who I am, I have access. All right. We went into the Panthers facility. And you mean to tell me one of the greatest Panthers to ever play ain't up nowhere?
The greatest Panther to ever play in that uniform. He's being humble, and I get it. But the greatest. And even if he's second greatest or third greatest, nothing.
Nowhere. I'm talking nowhere. Who brought it to my attention? My son. How old is my son, Peggy?
Show about what? 6, 7, 8? He 8 now?
Yeah.
Damn, that's time flying. Cho was like 8, but he was a legit little running around there.
So as a man, when you have to explain to your son, Daddy, where's your picture?
Yeah.
Then you know what the hell the person who the tour guide person said? Oh, if you go up on the second or third level, Cam's all over the place. I seen Jake DeLong. I seen Thomas Davis. I seen Luke Kuechly. I seen Julius Peppers. I seen Steve Smith. At this particular point in time, the question was, oh, we don't know if Cam's retired yet. Newsflash, I'm never going to retire. I know I've played my life.
And that's not an excuse either. That's not an excuse. Even actively, as a Buccaneer, I guarantee you there was stuff with Tom Brady in there. Don't bring the rings into it, because that's not the point. The point is Tom Brady's a legend in New England. Despite the fact Cam has never won the big one right here, he's still a legend in Carolina.
Last piece of football. It don't matter to me to officially retire. I'm in a happy place. But when I say certain things like, how do you say you don't fuck with somebody without saying you don't fuck with somebody? So when I'm like, Cam, come back to... A couple years ago, I had initiatives that I brought to the forefront to the Carolina Panthers. I said, yo, I'm really taking this media shit serious. Why don't we give a live audience the experience to let's do a Funky Friday for the masses? We're approaching, at this time it was 5 years since the 2015 season. I was like, yo, this could be the perfect way to pass the torch to Bryce Young.
Correct.
We could do a 2-for-1. I can talk to Luke Kuechly, unfiltered. I can talk to Thomas Davis. I can talk to Greg Olsen, unfiltered, in a way in front of an audience that we can just share stories. Not anybody other than us, almost having bro talk in front of the people. I think the fans are like that. Also, we can have a sit down with Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm. I remember the conversation.
Did that get pushed through Pay?
Nah. I think the narrative was, Cam, you need to come into the stadium and meet people in men relationships that you didn't even know that anything was broken.
Yeah.
That's the industry for you. That's the industry in general. The corporation, the corporate world in general. That is the industry. You don't even know you offended somebody until you hear about it from a third party.
So when I see certain things happen like this, me being in control of the narrative, it's like, bro, that ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
You know how to get in contact with me? I didn't even know certain opportunities even existed. And when I don't show up, it be because I didn't know. So, did it hurt my feelings? Yeah, it did. As a man, I'm like, damn, bro, I gave this city everything. Part of me, I received some of the blessings and be like, yo, bro, like Cam, bro, Carolina forever, we fuck with you.
That's true, man. Like I said, I am a Panther fan, bro. Like, I like the Lakers. I like the Angels. Lakers the most successful of any team I root for. But if you asked me like 5 years ago who's my favorite team, it's Carolina. It's Carolina. Not recently, because I just don't know the direction they're going. They were terrible, and I knew the direction they were going. It'll still be, but just because of everything we've given away over the years and just been this terrible, I can't say they're my favorite team. But Cam Newton, like I said, he will forever have a special place with me when it comes to this football thing, because Cam Newton took the Panthers he put us on the map. I remember, like I said, I've been a Panther fan since 2001, and I remember when they got as good as they were in 2015 when I was out and about with Panther gear, jersey, whatever. People questioning like, bro, how long you been a Panther fan? But I've been a fan. You just don't know me, that's all. People were questioning it. I remember that team. I don't know the exact number, but I remember being on Panthers Twitter in like 2015 in the beginning, before we got out to the hot start and things like that. Before anybody knew we were going to be as good as we were, the Panthers were. And I remember they had like, I want to say 200 some or 300,000 followers on Twitter. And then as they got hot with the dab and everything like that, and Cam playing like an MVP, Jalen Hurts just got sacked. As they got hot, I went back, man. They honestly had like 500-some-thousand within like weeks of each other, weeks or a couple months. 500, 600-some-thousand followers on Twitter. That man right there on the screen is responsible for that. But let's just finish this video out. 2 more minutes.
Sometimes I'm like, why am I explaining myself to a person that really don't even, that didn't draft me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bruh, no homo, but it's a hard pill to swallow. But I'm like, bruh, me and that franchise is simple. It's like, it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Certain opportunities, I only know one way. Ain't shit changed. My number ain't changed. I've reached out multiple times and did certain things. There's so much familiarity there.
Yeah.
But yeah. How do they look at you? Do they look at you as an ambassador, or do they just look at you as a former player? It's a difference. It's a difference. So,
what would you want it to look like, though? Like, where you at? How much you did for the team, the city? You know, we got our whole thing in regards to that, too. But what would you want that relationship to look like? Or what did you think it was going to look like?
I don't know. But for too long, it's been a bullshit ass excuse. Like, we don't know if Cam retired or not.
Bro, it's been over, what, 3 years? 2, 3, 4 years?
Like, I played my last ball in 2020.
Yeah.
Came back 2021. It's like, bro, this shit's over with. I ain't been back yet.
Yeah.
And it ain't because I ain't want to go back. It was just like, I'm a very intentional based person. If I'm going back, I got to be no different than anybody else. It's like I ain't just going back to walk the halls and be like, So, let's come back up.
Come on.
Very proud of Bryce Young by getting the win, though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was a good game, though, by Bryce Young. Good managing game. Didn't try to do too much. But yeah, this situation is crazy right here, man. The Panthers, they got some explaining to do. Like I said, I didn't even think about this till I saw this, and I saw them, and because I saw, like I said, Smitty, Peppers, and Kuechly, and Davis, and it didn't even dawn on me like, hey, Cam's not there. And I'm just like, wow, Cam's not there. But let me know what you guys think. Those are my thoughts. Here are my thoughts in the beginning, man. Unfortunate situation. Like I said, Cam is a legend in Carolina. I've always, you know what I'm saying, I always be grateful for Cam, what he brought to the team. Always be a Cam Newton guy. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. And yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll talk soon.